Hey everybody, so in this video we're going to work on finding the volume of a sphere. Alright, so a sphere is kind of like a ball, like the earth is a sphere. Alright, so here's the formula. The formula is volume is equal to 4/3 pi r cubed. Now just keep in mind r cubed is the same thing as r times r times r. It does not mean r times 3. All right, so let's go. The formula looks a little silly because it's got a fraction in there, but that shouldn't be a problem for us. All right, let's go through. So the first one here, we have a sphere with, it looks like the diameter is 8.8. All right, so again, the formula for volume is equal to 4/3 pi r cubed. So first things first, if the diameter is 8.8, then that means the radius is equal to half of that, which is 4.4. All right, so let's fill out what we know. So volume is equal to 4/3 times pi is 3.14 times the radius cubed. So let's do that. Let's do the radius cubed. Calculator, calculator, calculator. There we go. So does this have a perfect? So let's do this. So let's do 4.4 cubed. So we have 85.184. So times 85 point, is that 184? Yeah, times 1.184. All right, so the only thing I've done so far is I've filled in the things I know, and I found the radius cubed. So again, the radius cubed, it just happened on this, since the radius is 4.4, I just typed in 4.4, and this is the cube button. Okay, you could have just done 4.4 times 4.4 times 4.4, and you would have got the same thing. All right, so let's move on. So for here, so sometimes, like, what I always tell students is you can always look at this right here, these, because you see I have these, the 4/3 is a fraction, but these aren't fractions. So you can almost look at these, you can put them over 1 if you wanted to. So remember, when we multiply a fraction, we multiply the numerators together, then we multiply the denominators together. So we could just do, we can multiply these numerators together. So that's going to give us 4 times 3.14 times 85.184, which should give us kind of a big number. It's going to give us this. So 1069.9, we'll say. All right, that's what it was, yes. Okay, so now I multiply the numerators together, and I got that. Now I can multiply the denominators together. 3 times 1 times 3. I'm sorry, 3 times 1 times 1 is just 3. Okay, so now I just take my answer here. I simplify this. So 1069.9 divided by 3 gives us 356.6. It's 356.6. That's going to be meters cubed because we're finding volume. All right, so again, I just took this, after filled in everything I know, I could, you don't have to write this, but you can imagine that each one of these numbers is over 1. You just turn them into a fraction. Multiply your numerators together, and then you get 1069.9. Then multiply the denominators together, and you get 3. So just do 1069.9 divided by 3. When it comes down to it, you can just look at it and say, hey, look, I'm doing this times that, divided by 3. And you got your answer. All right, let's take the next one. So the diameter here is 6. So if the diameter is 6, that means the radius is equal to 3. So our formula is 4/3 pi r cubed. We fill in what we know. We have 4/3 times 3.14 times the radius cubed. So the radius cubed means what's 3 cubed? Well, 3 cubed, again, is the same thing as 3 times 3 times 3, which equals 27. Okay? So again, I could just do this. For this part, I could just say 4 times 3.14 times 27 gives me this number. Now just divide it by 3. Divided by 3 is going to be equal to 113.04. So the volume is 1013. No, it's 113.04. That's going to be centimeters cubed. There's the volume. All right. So much like everything else, guys, it's just a matter of you have the formula, plug in what you know, and just work the formula. 3 more questions. So while on vacation, Mike buys a sphere made of polished agate. The volume of the sphere is 65.42 cubic inches. What is the radius of the sphere to the nearest tenth? So volume formula, frozen. So volume equals 4/3 pi r cubed. Let's fill out what we know. So we know the volume is 65.42. That's equal to 4/3 times 3.14 times r cubed. All right. So now we're going to simplify. Let's simplify this part. So the only thing I'm going to do here to simplify this, I'm going to multiply 4 times 3.14. Because again, we can look at this as 4/3 times 3.14 over 1. So essentially, I'm going to multiply 4 times 3.14 and just divide it by 3. All right, so let's do 4 times 3.14, that's 12.56, divided by 3 is going to give us, did I do that right? Yeah, 4 times 3.14 equals, divided by 3 equals we'll say 4.19. All right, so I'm left with 65.42. That's not 65. 65.42 is equal to, now I forget the number, 4.19 we said. So it's equal to 4.19 r cubed. So again, we want to get this r cubed by itself, so let's divide both sides by 4.19. So divided by 4.19. So that leaves me with, so 65.42 divided by 4.19 is equal to 15.6, we'll say. So 15.6 equals r cubed. Now, again, I don't want to know what the radius is. I mean, well, I don't want to know what r cubed is. I want to know what the radius is. So essentially here, we're going to find the cubed root of r cubed, and that's going to be r. So now I'm going to find the cubed root of 15.6. So you guys could just, let's see here, right here, this is the cubed root. So this right here, if I just put in 15.6 and just hit cubed root, it gives me 2.49. We'll just say 2.5. So the radius is equal to 2.5. So now we talked about the cube root at the beginning of the year. So the cube root of something, for example, the cube root of 27 just means what number times itself 3 times gives me 27, and that is 3. So 3 times 3 times 3 equals 27. All right. If you guys don't have a calculator like this, you guys could just go to Google and just type in what's the cube root of 15.6, and you'll get it. All right. Let's do 2 more, and then we're done. This one, Diane bought a spherical ball made of quartz at a garage sale. The volume of the ball is 1,450 cubic centimeters. What is the radius of the ball to the nearest centimeter? So same thing, guys. formula, volume equals, nope, 4/3 pi r cubed. We fill in what we know. That's going to be 1,450 is equal to 4/3 times 3.14 times r cubed. Let's go ahead and simplify this part. Again, we're going to end up with the same thing we went up before. It was 4.19, right? Because 4 times 3.14 divided by 3 is 4.19. R cubed on that side, and this side is 1,450. So I'm going to divide both sides by 4.19. And wound up with r cubed is equal to, so 1450 divided by 4.19 is, where are you, calculator? So 1,450 divided by 4.19 is equal to 346, we'll say 346.1. So 346.1. So again, I don't want to know what r cubed is, so we're going to find the cubed root. So the cubed root of r cubed is, I'm going to put this over here, the cubed root of r cubed is r. Now we're going to find the cubed root of 346.1. So let's do that, 346.1. We're doing the cubed root, and we're going to get 7.0. Let's just say 7. All right, so it'll be 7. So therefore, the radius would be equal to 7 centimeters. Okay. Last one. Let's just say we have this. Now, if each one of these questions that we were dealing with a sphere, right? But if you look at half a sphere, it's called a hemisphere. Like if you think of the Earth, we live in the northern hemisphere. So that's just if we break the Earth up into two sections, like a north and a south, we live in the northern hemisphere. So let's just say that I had this here. Imagine that's a ball, right? So like I can put cereal in there. And let's say the radius of this, let's say the radius from here to there was, let's say 3 inches. And I wanted to find the volume of it, right? So remember, the formula is this. I'm going to do this 2 different ways. So volume equals 4/3 pi r cubed. So let's fill in what we know. So volume is equal to 4/3 times 3.14 times r cubed is going to be 27. So I think we've done a problem like this already with those numbers. So we have 4 times 3.14 times 27 equals this, divided by 3 equals that, so 113.04. So the volume is equal to 113.04, but it's actually not. Because again, this is finding the volume of the entire sphere. So again, we just have a hemisphere. We only have half of it. So we're going to take this number, this 113.04, and we're going to divide it by 2 and get 56.56. So I'm going to take this and divide it by 2 to get 56.52. I think that's what we said, right? Yes, perfect. So that's one way we can do it. The other way we can do it is we just change the formula around. So we can write this as volume equals, instead of 4/3, since we're finding the volume of something that's half the size, we could just do 2/3 pi r cubed. So volume equals 2/3 times 3.14 times 27. So let's do that. Let's do 2 times 3.14 times 27 is equal to this, divided by 3 is equal to that. So 56.52. So the volume equals 56.52 inches cubed. All right, so that's that way. So we could do it this way by taking our answer and cut it in half, or we can cut the formula in half. We could just say instead of 4/3, 2/3, we get the same answer. That's how you find the volume of a sphere.